Okay, I'm out at Lysterfield State Park very early on a Friday morning. There's no one around yet. The other when I come back it'll be pretty busy. It's meant to pour with rain today, so we'll see how today goes. I might shorten the loop up. The loop I'm thinking about doing is about 15 k's, I think 14 k's. So I think it's out Quarry Tramline track, I think it's called. I've done it before. It goes right up to the top of the park around an old quarry. There's some views in Melbourne. Although in the overcast conditions this morning, I don't think there'll be too many views. So we'll see what the day brings. Hopefully I'll get to stretch my legs a little bit, go for a walk. I'm already seeing my first roos. Place has got heaps of roos. Yeah, these guys don't seem too phased about the wet grass. So the plan is I'll walk alongside the lake, cross over the wall over there, if you can see it in the murk. And then on the other side of the lake in those trees I pick up I think it's Tramway track. So let's see how that all goes, eh? This big boy, just trying to make sure I don't go for a swim on him. So this is the swimming area at Lysterfield, or the main swimming area where they want you to swim, I think. It's deserted, except for some ducks, some roos. I'm heading over to that dam wall. Yeah, if you live locally, southeast Melbourne, if you want to show some tourists, some overseas tourists, a few roos, I don't think you could come here and not see them. They're everywhere. Considering I'm about, I don't know, 4 minutes drive from Endeavour Hills. It's amazing the amount of roos there. So I climbed away from the lake along this forward drive track up towards the trees. About to leave the track and into this, it's like a plantation, I don't know, spotted gum, blue gum, sugar gum, I'm not sure. I might find out later somewhere. There might be an information board. But yeah, I think this is here we go, we have a sign, Granite Peak Trail. So I'm actually heading up to a spot, I think it's in Churchill National Park, to be honest with you. First up, which is up here. So there's Churchill. I'd say that's the border there, so I'm actually, oh no, look, I might touch Churchill, but it looks like it is in Lysterfield. And then I'm going to loop back around here and down here, roughly. That's the federal version of it. But yeah, now I'm on an old tramway, I think. The walking was pretty easy. I'm walking an old tramway. This tramway was built to transport this rock down from the quarry up in the hills down to build the dam wall for Lysterfield Dam. So there's a bit of There's a bit of feral, useless feral information for you. But the good thing about the old tramway is it makes it nice, easy gradient to walk into the hills. Not that the hills are that big around here, but still it's a pretty pleasant way to start a walk. You get sick of kangaroo shots today, I reckon. For anyone who doesn't know, these are eastern grey roos, which are more common kangaroo down in Victoria. So I've been lucky so far, no rain, but I'm pushing through these wet bushes, and so I'm getting soaked. Anyway, I wasn't expecting this at Lysterfield. There's not much I can do. Yeah. I don't think this will last long, but I think by the time I get through I'm going to be pretty wet. Well, that's a bracing start to the day. Cold shower in the first few k's. Yeah, like I said, I don't think this will last very long. It's opened up a bit already now. I'm in the trees, back in the trees. Most of the walk will be actually on four-wheel drive, well, management tracks, old four-wheel drive tracks, so won't have to worry about pushing through wet scrub. It'll probably rain by then anyway, though, so it won't matter. It's all good, all good. Well, the sun is trying desperately to break through the cloud, but it's not looking that likely. We'll see how we go. At least the track's opened up a bit, so I'm mostly not pushing through too much wet scrub now. That's all good. Could think of about a million places that I'd less like to be than here. This is pretty nice. Just me, the Roos. I've seen one bloke out trail running this morning, but it's been pretty quiet. So I've just had a look at the map. Granite Peak track or trail goes up there and up to a trig point, which is kind of where I was thinking I would go, but I looked at my map and my map's telling me to go up this Valley View, no, Rock Garden Walk. I've never been up here before, so I'm thinking I might give the trig a miss and check out this Rock Garden Walk and see what I can see. I've just come from down there. The lake's down in the valley, down through the trees there, Lysterfield Lake. Anyway, let's go up here and see what we can see. This Rock Garden Walk is more of a typical bushwalking pad. It's softer. The old tramway that I was fine, but it's still got the ballast from the old tramway, so it's a bit rocky, a bit hard on the feet. This is nice and soft. There's one of the old quarries. There's many quarries here, I think. I don't think it's just this one. I know there's another big one that's still in operation that I think we're going to walk past later on. And I'm wondering if this is the one where they supplied a lot of the rock to that tramway, because tramway's just on the downslope down there. So could be wrong, but yeah, there you do go. It could be a feral fact. Oh, there's even a patch of blue sky up there. So I've left the Rock Garden Walk is finished. Now I'm on a management track heading up towards, I think it's Quarry track. So these tracks, I don't know if you can see that intersection back here, and there's a track about 5 metres below me. This is a big mountain bike. This is where they had the mountain bike course in there when they had the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne back in the day. Huge mountain biking area here. So you just got to be careful when you're walking, you don't wander onto a mountain bike track, because if you happen onto the wrong track and you're the wrong end of a downhill track, you're not going to come off the best in that kind of situation, I don't think. Some of those guys and girls, those downhill guys, they really hammer. So I'm on Quarry track now. This runs along the, without looking at the map, I'd say it's the northern perimeter of the park. And as you can see, there's a huge open cut quarry on the other side of the fence there. Basically eating away the hill. It's a bit of an eyesore, but and it's quiet. At least it's quiet today, mind you. It's Good Friday today, so no one's working. The one thing about the quarry is up here a little bit does allow for some good views back towards Melbourne. I don't know how it'll go in the gloom, but we'll see. So I might switch it on when we get up the top there, see how it goes. So there's the view across to the CBD. And if you won't pick it up with the GoPro, but the Macedon Ranges just visible on the skyline to the left out there. Good thing today is there are a few patches of blue around. I'm predicting 20 to 30 mil rain today, so we'll see what happens there. So the view away from the quarry is back down through the park is a lot more aesthetically pleasing, I think. There's the lake down there, which is where I'm parked. Looks a long way, but it's pretty easy walking. It'll go quick. So I'm still on the boundary of the park. The quarry's back behind me now. Some private houses here, some what you call them, hobby farms. That kind of thing, flash houses on about 5 or 10 acres. I'll soon be swinging back into the trees though, and back through down towards the lake. But this is a nice walk. Well, it's nice walking this morning without too many people around, that's for sure. So those hills over there, on the skyline, that's the Dandenong Ranges. My walk along Quarry track has come to its end. I'm going to swing right here down Glen track. This will take me back into the middle of towards the middle of the park. So it looks like that's the end of Glen track. This is now Donellan track. I think there's an old homestead down here somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to pass it. It's definitely a little bit of a, I don't know what that is, quarry or a dam, probably a dam. A minute ago I waffled on about an old homestead. I'm assuming these trees are the side of the old homestead. They're definitely not native. Whether there's any stonework left over, I'm not sure. That line of hills over there, by the way, is Churchill National Park. So I'm in Lysterfield. I mentioned earlier on. Yeah, I don't think I'll go wading through there looking for the remains, but that'll be where it used to be. So I've just swung off Denellan's track. I guess the name of that old homestead is Denellan's Homestead, but don't quote me on that. I'm on Powell's track now. I think this one's heading basically straight down towards the lake, but I actually swing left before I get to the lake. There's not that many great views of the lake from this end because you're down on the tea tree. There are a couple of little side tracks I can probably take to get a few glimpses later on. But yeah, I've been lucky still with the weather. It's just after 9 now, still hasn't rained. So that is good because, yeah, that wasn't the forecast. Alright, I'm going to swing left onto Lambert's track here. It's almost one of those walks you're going to follow along at home on a map. There's all left, rights on this thing. It's only the second people out walking I've met this morning. I met one other couple up on Quarry track. It's not normally that quiet. It's obviously, I thought it would be busy today being Good Friday, but maybe everyone's gone away for the weekend. More roos through the trees there. So I'm going to swing right here, this little wallaby here. So the bigger ones are the roos, this little one here is the wallaby. So I've just swung off, whatever the name of the last one was, on the lake track. This is an old channel that I'm following here, dry channel. I suppose they used to fill the lake. I think this lake and Devil Bend Reservoir down on the peninsula, there's probably a couple other little ones scattered around, used to supply water to the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne before Cardinia Reservoir was built. I think once Cardinia was built, I think these ones were pretty well decommissioned as far as drinking water goes. But yeah, once again, that could be a feral fact, but I'm pretty sure it's something along those lines. So this is actually part of the lakeside circuit. I don't know how far it is, probably about 3-4 k's around the lake. Normally it's very popular. Normally there's a lot of joggers out, bike riders, walkers. There's a few people around this morning. More roos than people though. So the lake's through those trees there. I can see glimpses of it. But there's a side trip out to a little jetty. I might up here a little bit further. I'll drop down and get a view. Okay, I'm going to head straight ahead here. I've just passed the Lysterfield Humpy. grounds. This little, I'm going to finish the walk off with like a walking track back towards the car park, and then a little walk along the lake back to where my car is, or actually Sam's car. So this is that final walking track section that I was mumbling about before. This walk's a mix of walking tracks and management tracks. But it's a nice enough stroll. We've even got a section of boardwalk here by the look of it. So I'm back near the visitor centre, starting to walk through the car parks. It's an extensive car park system they've got there. So on my way back to my section of car park, I'm actually going to walk along the lake for a bit, get some views. Yeah, from well, this sample size of one, it appears Good Friday is a pretty good time to visit Lysterfield because it's not too busy, that's for sure. There's a reason there's so many car parks here. This place gets very, very busy. On a warm day you can swim, you can walk, you can mountain bike. It's it gets pretty hectic. Someone's lost the waves. In their kayak. That's it for me. Yeah, so I'm just arriving back at the car. Certainly a lot more crowded now than it was when I got here. This little area here is a fairly extensive picnic ground. Show you got the barbecues and sorry about the vision. About 1 million tables scattered around. That's a good spot for a break. When I turned up this morning I was the only car here. But there's about 2 or 3 levels of these car parks that stretch for about 1 kilometre along the shore of the lake. It's actually pretty deserted at the moment. Anyway, so that was a nice little walk for a suburban walk, I reckon. I think 13.8 k's and about 260 metres climbing, so it wasn't too bad. I'll catch you next time.